So what's the biggest snub from the 2018 Oscar list? Well, I got 5 of them that I'm going to rank right here. Stick around to find out which ones they are.
Number 5.
Alright, coming in at number 5 is Logan. Now, this is Hugh Jackman's swan song at playing Wolverine, as Wolverine slashes his way in this Western-style superhero movie. Hugh Jackman gives probably his best performance as a raw, broken down Wolverine, and Patrick Stewart is right behind him playing a senile Professor X. Also, Daphne King makes her debut in a magnetic performance as Laura, and she barely even says anything. The great pacing, the gritty environment, and the small, down-to-earth story really tugs at the heartstrings. This movie transcended the superhero genre to become one of the greatest superhero films of all time, and it totally got snubbed an Oscar nomination.
Just stop.
Number 4.
At number 4, we have Mudbound. Now, Mudbound is the Netflix movie telling the story of 2 different families living on the same piece of land. Jason Clarke plays a man in the 1940s who buys a farm down in Mississippi, and he moves his family down there. Also on the farm, there is already a family, a black family, who also are quote-unquote paid to work the farm. All the characters are weaved together in a web of personalities that mesh so well in this movie, bringing in a super powerful story talking about race relations, institutional racism, and the effects of war on individuals. The look of this movie perfectly reflects the dreary tone as you feel the world constantly beating down on every single character. This emotional tale makes us reflect on our own world, and those are always the best movies, and that's why it makes my list.
Number 3.
Alright, this may come as a surprise to some of you, but number 3 on my list is Baby Driver. Yes, the Edgar Wright movie. Edgar Wright does it again, only this time with cars. The fast-paced action is perfectly dictated by a great soundtrack, and this romantic heist movie really grabs you in the first few minutes, supported by jaw-dropping practical effects shots and great chemistry between the 2 leads. This movie is a non-stop party ride that engages for over 2 hours. A great movie that couldn't quite steal an Oscar nom, but it totally should have.
Number 2.
Coming in at number 2 for me is I, Tonya. I, Tonya is the Goodfellas-like retelling of Tonya Harding, a former U.S. national figure skater whose husband organized a hit on her fellow rival Nancy Kerrigan back in the 1990s. The storytelling was perfect for this movie, as it basically combined a 30 for 30 documentary with the Goodfellas fourth wall breaking. The quick, harsh, and piercing dialogue keep this movie going, and I really felt genuine sympathy for Tonya Harding. And you leave the theater not quite knowing how reliable the narrators are, and that's what makes it a great movie. With Oscar-winning performances from Margot Robbie and Allison Janney, this movie totally sucks you in. For some reason, it couldn't quite hit its landing for an Oscar nomination, but you know what? It did get a high enough score to make it onto my list of biggest snubs of the year.
Number 1.
And of course, at number 1, it's The Big Sick. How did this not get nominated again? With the incredibly smart and funny dialogue combined with an enormous heart, The Big Sick was the cure that we needed for 2017. Seriously, this movie leaves you feeling good about yourself and is able to combine dramatic, serious moments with moments of joy and laughter, which is a really tight rope to walk on. Plus, Ray Romano was able to show off that he can act a multi-dimensional character. And also Holly Hunter and Kumail Nanjiani, they all did a really fantastic job. This funny, tearful movie was one of the best of the year, and the fact that it didn't get a nomination should be egg on the face of the Academy, especially seeing that they could have nominated 10 movies. So those are my top 5 snubs for the 2018 Oscars. But now I want to hear from you. What are your biggest snubs from this year's Oscar nominations? What did you like about my list? What didn't you like about my list? Be sure to leave a comment below, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. Peace, Internet.